Hello everyone, good morning. Welcome to the session of geometry. Already I explained in the previous sessions about so many concepts in coordinate geometry. Today now let me explain the division of quadrilaterals. That means various types of quadrilaterals. Let me explain now. Okay, various types of quadrilaterals. That is the concept today. Various types of quadrilaterals. Various types of quadrilaterals. That is the concept today. Okay. So we have to divide this quadrilateral. What is the meaning of quadrilateral? This is a polynomial having four sides. Quadrilateral. Quadrilateral is a polynomial. This is a polynomial having four sides. This is called quadrilateral. Okay, quad means four. Okay, lateral sides. Quadrilateral is a polynomial having four sides. Okay, in this one, first you have to discuss about the first type of quadrilateral, which is a parallelogram. Which is a parallelogram. This is the first variety. Okay, first type of quadrilateral. What is a parallelogram? This is a quadrilateral with opposite parallel sides. Parallelogram is this is a quadrilateral. This is a quadrilateral. Okay, having opposite parallel sides. Opposite parallel sides. This is the meaning. Okay, what is a parallelogram? This is a quadrilateral having opposite parallel sides. That one is called parallelogram. The type of quadrilateral is called parallelogram. Suppose I am taking this quadrilateral P, Q, R, S. That PQRS quadrilateral, if it is a parallelogram, if PQRS quadrilateral, PQRS quadrilateral is a parallelogram, then if PQRS quadrilateral is a parallelogram, then that PQRS follows PQ bar parallel to SR bar. That means these two are parallel. At the same time, these two are parallel, and PS bar parallel to QR bar. So that quadrilateral follows this condition. These two opposite sides are parallel. These two opposite sides also parallel. First you have to remember that one. If these two lines are parallel and these two lines are parallel, automatically the length of PQ equal to the length of SR, the length of PS equal to the length of QR, So now second one is I am writing. It is clear PQ is equals to SR. PQ is equals to SR and PS is equals to QR. PQ is equals to SR and PS is equals to QR. Those two opposite sides parallel and equal. These two opposite sides are parallel and equal. First you have to remember. Then you have to connect in these two. This is called as diagonal of this parallelogram. This is one more diagonal. These two diagonals lengths are not equal. Okay. The third one, that one follows by third one. That one is the length. This is length. This is length. This is a line. PQ bar is a line joining PQ. PQ, the distance between PQ. This is line PQ. This is distance PQ. Just you have to remember, PQ bar is there. That one represents a line segment joining P and Q. This is PQ. That means the distance between P and Q, the distance between S and R. This is a line segment joining S and R. This is a line segment joining P and S. This is the distance between P and S. Okay, notations, mathematical notations these are. QR bar, the line segment joining Q and R. QR, the distance between Q and R. You have to remember like all of this. So, the diagonals are not equal here. That means PR is one diagonal length is not equals to QS. Okay, PR, this length is not equals to this length. This PQRS quadrilateral follows these three conditions. Then you have to say that quadrilateral, that one has 4 sides. That quadrilateral is said to be parallelogram. Parallelogram has 2 opposite equal sides, okay, and the lengths of the diagonals not equal, okay, opposite side parallel and equal, and length of the diagonals are not equal. So, if PQRS follows these 3 conditions, then you have to say that quadrilateral PQRS is said to be parallelogram. This is first type of quadrilateral, okay. What is the second type of the quadrilateral? See, that one is, the second type of quadrilateral is, second one, rectangle. The second type of quadrilateral is, let me explain about rectangle. This is parallelogram. Now, let me explain about rectangle here. Rectangle is also a one type of parallelogram. First you have to remember that one. This is also a rectangle is also a parallelogram. This is also a parallelogram. This is one type of parallelogram. What is a parallelogram? It is a quadrilateral having opposite parallel sides. In this way, rectangle also is a quadrilateral having opposite parallel sides. So, but in some conditions are differ with these 3. This is called rectangle. Okay. So, rectangle, this is one type of parallelogram. This is one type of parallelogram. Okay. That means it has opposite parallel sides. This one has also opposite parallel side. But where this quadrilateral is said to be rectangle, let me explain now. Suppose I am taking in the same way, PQRS is a quadrilateral, PQRS is a quadrilateral, okay, rectangle, this is one type of parallelogram. So, where we have to say that parallelogram is said to be rectangle. Now, let me explain. So, I am taking this one as PQRS. If it is a rectangle, if PQRS is a rectangle, PQRS, this is a quadrilateral. If the quadrilateral PQRS, if the quadrilateral PQRS, if the quadrilateral PQRS is said to be rectangle, is a rectangle, then the first condition is this one has also opposite parallel side. That means PQ is parallel to SR. In the same way, PS is parallel to QR. In the same way, already PQ is parallel to SR, PS is parallel to QR. I already explained in the same way about the concept of parallelogram. So, here also PQ is parallel to PQ bar parallel to SR bar and PS bar parallel to QR bar. So, it is a rectangle, opposite sides are parallel, and also the distance between P and Q is equal to the distance between S and R. PQ is equals to RS, PS is equal to QR. So, opposite sides are parallel and opposite sides should be equal. So, the second condition is opposite side should be equal. So PQ is equals to SR and PS is equals to QR. Okay, this quadrilateral PQRS follows these two conditions. And also in the rectangle, adjacent sides are perpendicular to each other. The angle between this side and this side should be 90. The angle between this side and this side should be 90. The angle between this side and this side should be 90. Adjacent sides are perpendicular to each other. That means angle P is equal to 90, angle Q is equal to 90, angle R is equal to 90, angle S is equal to 90. You have to remember that one also. So the third one is angle P, angle Q, angle R, angle S, all angles should be right angle. Okay, every angle between two adjacent sides of a quadrilateral is a 90. Okay. Next, one more condition this should be follows, that is the length between PR and the length between QS. The length between PR and the length between QS should be lengths of the diagonals PQ, PR is equals to QS. PR is equals to QS. So what this one says, PQ bar parallel to SR bar and PS bar parallel to QR bar. Opposite sides are parallel. PQ is equal to SR and PS is equal to QR. Opposite sides are equal and every angle between any two adjacent sides in that figure should be 90 and the lengths of the diagonals also equal. PQ is equals to RS. So if this quadrilateral PQRS follows these four conditions, then you have to say that PQRS is said to be, then we have to say that PQRS is a rectangle. Just you have to remember about this one. Next, okay, next one more various form of the quadrilateral, that one is square. That one is square. Third one, square. Okay. See, what about square? What about square? Square is also, this is also one type of parallelogram with four sides equal. With four sides equal, that is called square. Okay. So, square, this is one type of parallelogram having four sides are equal. One type of parallelogram having four sides are equal, that is called square. Okay. Suppose the quadrilateral PQRS is said to be square. The quadrilateral PQRS is said to be square. How we have to say, how you explain this one is a square? What are the conditions followed by that PQRS quadrilateral? Now let me explain. See here. Okay, the quadrilateral PQRS, the quadrilateral PQRS is a square. The quadrilateral PQRS is a square. Then what you say? Then in the quadrilateral PQRS, these two should be parallel. PQ is parallel to SR bar and PQ is said to be PQ. Then first condition is PQ bar is parallel to SR bar and PS bar is parallel to QR bar. This is the first condition. Opposite sides are parallel. So we have to say this is also one type of the parallelogram. Okay. The next condition is, here four sides should be equal. PQ is equals to QR is equals to RS is equals to SP. So the second condition is the lengths of four sides PQ is equals to QR is equals to SR is equals to SP. PQ, QR, SR, SP should be equal. That is the second condition. The third one is the adjacent sides are perpendicular to each other. The adjacent sides are perpendicular to each other. That means angle P has same explanation. I explained the same thing in the rectangle also. Okay. So angle P is equals to angle Q is equals to angle S is equals to angle R is equals to pi by 2 here. Okay. So what are the conditions? PQ bar is parallel to SR bar and PS bar is parallel to QR bar, and PQ, QR, SR, SP, all lengths of the sides are equal. Also angle P is equals to angle Q is equals to angle S is equal to angle R is equals to pi by 2. The last one is here also the lengths of the diagonal should be equal. Okay, that means here PR is equals to QS. If this quadrilateral, okay, if this quadrilateral PQRS follows these four conditions, then you have to say that PQR is parallelogram is a square. Okay. Next, let me explain one more various type of parallelogram which is called rhombus. Okay, sir. Okay. Next, let me explain about one more various type. That one is called as rhombus. Rhombus. This is also a one type of parallelogram. That means this one has also opposite parallel sides. So it is also one type of the parallelogram. It is a quadrilateral, but it is one type of the parallelogram. So this is also one type of parallelogram with four sides are equal. Okay, same as like as sphere. This is also one type of parallelogram having four sides are equal. Having four sides are equal. Okay. Suppose I am taking the quadrilateral like this PQRS. See here. I am taking the parallelogram. I am taking the parallelogram PQRS. I am taking the quadrilateral PQRS like this. This is a quadrilateral PQRS. This is a parallelogram. These two should be parallel. These two should be parallel. This quadrilateral PQRS is said to be a rhombus. Quadrilateral PQRS is a rhombus. Then this one follows the following conditions. Okay. If quadrilateral PQRS is a rhombus, then this PQRS follows the following conditions. Then what are the conditions? This is one type of parallelogram, already I told. That means these two should be parallel lines, these should be parallel lines. Therefore, the first condition is PQ bar parallel to SR bar. Okay, same as in remaining various types. Okay, and PQ bar is parallel to SR bar and PS bar is parallel to QR bar. Okay, so here this one has four sides equal. So PQ is equals to QR is equals to SR is equal to RP, same as in square. So here PQ is equals to QR is equals to RS is equals to SP. Four sides are equal here. But one more condition, PR, the length of the diagonal is not equals to the length of QS here. But here PR is not equals to QS. Diagonals are not equal here. So all sides are equal, but the lengths of the diagonals are not equal. And also you have to notice one more thing, the angle between two sides is need not be 90. The angle between two adjacent sides need not be perpendicular. But in the square, what is the difference between the square and rhombus means, square follows this condition, but there PR is equal to PX, length of the diagonals should be equal, and also already told that the adjacent sides are perpendicular to each other. Adjacent sides are perpendicular to each other in the square, but here the adjacent sides no need to perpendicular here. So if the PQRS quadrant follows these three conditions, PQ bar is parallel to SR bar, PS bar is parallel to QR bar, that means opposite sides are parallel and four sides are equal. all sides are equal. Then, and also the lengths of the diagonals are not equal, then you have to say that PQR's quadrilateral is a rhombus. Here, the adjacent sides need not be perpendicular to each other. So, the first various type is parallelogram, the second various type is rectangle, the third various type is square, the fourth various type is rhombus. Okay, you have to remember all these things. In the parallelogram, opposite sides are parallel and opposite sides are equal, but the lengths of the diagonal should not equal. That is called parallelogram. In the parallelogram also, adjacent sides, the angle between the two adjacent sides need not be perpendicular. The second various type is square. What about square? The second various type is, suppose I am taking the square. If the square is also one type of parallelogram, that means the square has opposite sides. The square has opposite sides should be parallel. Okay, and the square has four sides equal, and the lengths of the diagonals equal, and the adjacent sides of square always perpendicular to each other. That is called square. Next, one more various type I told rectangle. It is one of the quadrilateral. Okay, it is also a one type of parallelogram. In the rectangle also, opposite sides are parallel and equal. So, in the rectangle also, opposite sides are parallel and equal. Okay, and the lengths of the diagonal should be equal, and the adjacent sides are always perpendicular to each other. So, parallel opposite sides, equal opposite sides, okay, in the rectangle, and lengths of the diagonals equal, and the angle between two adjacent sides are perpendicular. That is called rectangle. But what about rhombus? Rhombus is also one type of the parallelogram. That means this one has opposite parallel sides. Okay, so PQ parallel to SR, PS parallel to QR, and this one has four sides equal. PQ is equals to QR is equals to SR is equal to SP, and lengths of the diagonal should not equal, and also there is no need that adjacent sides should be perpendicular. So, these are the four various types. One is parallelogram, other one is, second one is rectangle, third one is square, the fourth one is rhombus. Just you have to remember these are four various types of parallelograms. Okay, these four are parallelograms, but these are all the, we have to call quadrilateral division this is. Okay. Next, one more irregular quadrilateral is there, that is called trapezium. That is called trapezium. One more irregular polynomial you have to see, that one is irregular polynomial, that is trapezium. The fifth various type, trapezium. So, it is also quadrilateral. It is also quadrilateral, but we have to say this one is irregular quadrilateral. This is, we have to say this one as irregular quadrilateral. Because, why? Because we have to say this one is irregular quadrilateral, because this does not have any similarities between axes. Okay, this one has, this does not have any similarities in the lengths and angles of the quadrilateral. Suppose you have to take rectangle, square, rhombus, parallelogram like that. There is some similarities there. Parallel, so opposite sides are parallel, all sides are equal, the angle between the two adjacents perpendicular. Some similarities there, four follows. But in the trapezium, it is not. It does not have any similarities of lengths and angle of sides. So, it does not follows, it does not have any similarities of lengths and lengths of the, any similarity of lengths and angles of the side. So, you have to say this one is irregular quadrilateral. So, suppose we have to take the PQRS is a trapezium. PQRS is a trapezium. This is PQRS. Then this PQRS have four sides, you know. In these four sides, a pair of sides should be parallel. So, in the trapezium, a pair of sides in the four sides should be parallel. That is the condition. So, what is the definition of trapezium means? In the quadrilateral, okay, pair of four sides should be parallel. Pair of four sides should be, pair of four sides should be parallel. Okay, so if you have in these four sides of the quadrilateral, any pair of sides should be parallel, then that PQRS quadrilateral is called as quadrilateral. In this PQRS quadrilateral, this is one side PQ, QS second side, RS third side, PR is the fourth side. In this one, PQR is parallel to RS bar. So these two sides are parallel in this quadrilateral. So this is also a trapezium. This is called an irregular quadrilateral because this does not have any similarities of lengths and angles of sides. Okay, you have to remember these 5 varieties of the quadrilateral. Okay, okay, good. So, what are the common properties of these quadrilaterals? Let me explain now. So, let me get into note point here for the purpose of that one. Note point 1. Suppose you have to take any quadrilateral which is regular, which is not irregular. That means you have to take any quadrilateral which is a parallelogram, rhombus, square, rectangle, like that. In all these four quadrilaterals having one common property, that common property is diagonals are bisecting each other. Okay, diagonals are bisecting each other. That means the midpoint of the two diagonals should be same there. You have to remember that one, please. So the first common property is in the parallelogram, rhombus, rectangle and square, the diagonals are bisecting each other. First you have to remember this one. Okay, suppose you have to take any parallelogram, rhombus, rectangle, square, like this. It should be some. Okay, one of these four, that should be. So suppose this one is PQRS. This is a quadrilateral. What are the diagonals here? PR is one diagonal, QS is one more diagonal. So these two diagonals are bisecting each other, means the midpoint of PR is equals to the midpoint of QS here. That is the meaning. So therefore, the midpoint of PR, the length PR, the midpoint of PR is equals to the midpoint of QS, that is there. Okay, the midpoint of line joining P and R is equals to the midpoint of the line joining QS. You have to remember this one. In all four quadrilaterals, these four, okay, these four parallelogram, rhombus, rectangle, square, you have to take any one of these four. In that one, this is must. Diagonals are bisecting each other. That means the midpoint of PR bar is equal to the midpoint of QS bar. You have to remember this one. Next, second one is, suppose you have to take rhombus or square. In rhombus or square, the diagonals are perpendicular to each other. In all these four, the midpoint of one diagonal is equal to the midpoint of other diagonal. But in the square and rhombus, this is rhombus, this is square. Suppose you have to take any square, this is square, perpendicular to each other, adjacent sides. It is rhombus. So you have to take any one of these two. In these two, diagonals are perpendicular to each other. Okay, in these two, square and rhombus, that one has one property, that is diagonals are perpendicular to each other. So diagonals are perpendicular to each other. That is the one more condition, followed by square and rhombus. So in all these four quadrilaterals, the midpoint of the one diagonal is equal to the midpoint of the other diagonal. In these two only, square and rhombus we have to take. In these two only, the diagonals are perpendicular to each other. Okay, this is something about division of quadrilaterals. Okay, this is something about division of quadrilaterals. Now let me explain about area of quadrilaterals. Okay, next first we have to explain area of quadrilateral. How to find, how to calculate area of quadrilateral, that is a question. Okay, okay, see, suppose I am taking the quadrilateral ABCD here. This is some quadrilateral. Okay, this is I am taking ABCD. So how to calculate the quadrilateral area? What is the concept to find the area of this one? The area this inside of that quadrilateral. How to find? So to calculate the area of quadrilateral, first you have to connect A and C. First you have to connect A and C. The first step, step 1. First you have to connect, join A and C, which are opposite vertices, which are opposite vertices of quadrilateral ABCD. Okay, first you have to join A and C, which are opposite vertices of quadrilateral ABCD, as shown in this figure. Okay, next you have to drop a perpendicular line from B to this line joining AC. Okay, you have to drop a perpendicular line from B to the line joining AC. In the similar way, you have to drop one more perpendicular line from D to the same line, like this. Okay, what is the step 2? Step 2 is, step 2, drop perpendiculars from B and D to the line joining AC. Draw perpendiculars from B and D to line AC bar as shown in figure. As shown in figure. Just you have to look there. Okay. Now what we need here? The area of quadrilateral. So what is the step 3? Step 3. So the area of quadrilateral ABCD is equals to the area of quadrilateral ABCD is equals to the area of quadrilateral ABCD is equals to, it is nothing but just you have to look here, the area of triangle ABC. First you have to find the area of triangle ABC, this one, and plus the area of triangle ACD. Okay, by adding this triangle area and this triangle area, you will get complete quadrilateral area. Okay, so area of quadrilateral ABCD is equals to area of triangle ABC plus area of triangle ABC plus ADC. Okay, what is the triangle area? Half into base into height. Suppose you have to take the triangle, this one ABC. I am taking this one as base AC. Automatically this is altitude, height. So I am taking this one as M, this foot is N. Then what is the triangle ABC area? Half into base. I am taking in the triangle, I am taking this one as AC as base. Half into AC into height BM. Okay, plus area of triangle ADC. For this triangle, it is base. So it is height, it is altitude. So area of triangle ADC is equals to half into the base AC into height DN. Height, what it is? DN. So by calculating this triangle area and this triangle area and adding up to these two, you will get the quadrilateral area ABCD. This is the way to find the quadrilateral area ABCD. Okay. Next, what is the, how to calculate the parallelogram area? Okay. Let me explain now. See here. Okay. Next content is area of parallelogram. Area of parallelogram. Okay. Already I explained about area of quadrilateral, how to calculate. Now let me explain now. let me explain about the area of parallelogram. Okay, suppose I am taking the parallelogram ABCD like this. It is a figure ABCD parallelogram. So we need the area of that one. So to get the area of this parallelogram, first you have to drop a perpendicular line from the vertex to the opposite side. First you have to do that construction. So drop a perpendicular from vertex, drop a perpendicular from vertex to the opposite side. First you have to do that one. Okay, now I am dropping a perpendicular line from this vertex to the opposite side. So let me extend it AB like this. Now I have to drop a perpendicular from D to the extended line AB. This is there. Drop a perpendicular from vertex to the opposite side. Or I have to extend it this line. We have to dropping a line from B to this side. You have to do like this also. Okay, see. Now I am dropping a perpendicular line from D to this side. I am taking this one as height of parallelogram. Height of parallelogram denoted by H. That is the distance between these two parallel lines. It is nothing but this is base. Suppose I am taking B. Then area of the parallelogram is BH. Base into height we have to take. Okay, so simple. Therefore, here we have to calculate the area of parallelogram ABCD is equals to, by doing base into height, B into H, that is equals to base into height. Okay, this is the parallelogram area. We have to calculate any parallelogram area by using this concept, base into height, base length into height. Next, let me explain about area of square. How to calculate the square area? Suppose I have to take the figure square like this. This is A, B, C, D. This is the square. Now, what is the area of this ABCD is the question there. What is the area of square ABCD? To get the area of square, we have to just connect the opposite vertices A and C like this. Okay. Now area of square ABCD is equals to calculate the area of ABCD. First you have to area of square ABCD. First you have to join A and C. Then what is there? Two triangles are there. But in the square, four sides are equal. Also you know about that adjacent sides are perpendicular to each other. You know about this one also. Now area of square ABCD is equals to, okay, it is nothing but area of square ABCD is equals to area of square ABCD is equals to area of triangle ABC plus area of triangle ABC plus area of triangle ABC plus area of triangle ADC. Area of triangle ADC, you know. Okay, by the rule of area of quadrilateral I am doing here. So what is the area of triangle ABC? Triangle ABC is this one. So suppose it is base, compulsory it is height. So half into base into height, half into AB into height. It is altitude from this one to here. So half into AB into BC, area of triangle ABC. Half into AB into BC. Plus what is area of triangle ADC? Half into, this is height, this is base here. Half into AD into CD. Half into AD into CD. But in the square, four sides are equal, you know. So that is AB is equals to BC is equals to CD is equals to AD. Okay. So I am replacing BC with AB, BC with AB, AD with AB, CD with AB. We have to replace all these three side lengths with AB because four sides should be equal there. So that is half into AB into AB. Okay, half into AB into AB. What is there? AB square by 2 it is. It is also AB square by 2. AB square by 2 plus AB square by 2. 2AB square by 2. 2 getting cancelled. Then what is the answer? AB square. AB square means side square. AB square means what is the meaning? Side square. So what is the square area? Side square. So to calculate the area of this square by using the formula side square, side into side, I have to calculate, then you will get the area of this one. What is the parallelogram area? Base into height. I have to multiplying the base length into height of that parallelogram, then you will get the parallelogram area. What is the area of quadrilateral? I have to division that quadrilateral into two triangles, then the area of quadrilateral is equals to area of the first triangle plus area of the second triangle. Now let me explain about area of rectangle. Area of rectangle. So what is the area of rectangle? How to calculate? Area of rectangle. How to calculate? Now the question is that one. So we have to take one rectangle like this. This is okay. So you know about rectangle nature. This is A, B, C, D. Suppose I have to take. It is clear these two are parallel. These two sides are parallel, and adjacent sides are perpendicular to each other. You know about that one. So how to calculate the area of rectangle? So to calculate the area of rectangle, you have to connect any two opposite vertices like this. Then that rectangle should be divided into two triangles there. So area of triangle ABCD is equals to area of rectangle ABCD is equals to area of triangle ABC, area of triangle ABC plus area of triangle ADC, area of triangle ADC, you know. So what is the area of triangle ABC? Base into half into base into height, you know, half into AB into AC, half into AB into BC. This is base I have to take, then this is altitude, height. So half into AB into BC, half into AB into BC, that is area of triangle ABC. What is triangle area? ADC, half into, this is base, DC into AD, AD into BC, you know. It is a rectangle, that means opposite sides are equal. That means AB length is DC, AB length is equals to DC, AD length is equals to BC. You know about this one. Okay, by using that equalities, let me explain, let me simplify this one. Half into AB, keep the same here. What is BC? AD. I am replacing BC with AD here. Plus half into, keep AD same. What is DC? Nothing but AB. Just you have to look there. AB into AD by 2. AB into AD by 2. So 2 times of. So 2 times of AB into AD by 2. So 2 getting cancelled. Then what is the answer? AB length into AD. AB length into AD. What is the AB length? This is AB length. This is AD length. So I am taking one is length, other one is breadth. So what is the area of triangle? Length into breadth. What is the area of rectangle? What is the area of rectangle? Length into breadth. That is the formula. Okay. So to get the rectangle area, I have to use the formula length into breadth. To get the area of the square, I have to use the formula side square. Okay. Next, one more. Let me explain one more area of quadrilateral, that is area of rhombus. One more quadrilateral is rhombus. How to calculate the area of rhombus is the question there. Rhombus area we have to find out. So to get the area of rhombus, just you have to look here. This is rhombus I am taking. There is no need that adjacent side should be perpendicular, you know. So I am taking this one as rhombus ABCD. ABCD is a rhombus. So ABCD is a rhombus. How to calculate this area? To find the area of this ABCD rhombus, first you have to make the quadrilateral into two triangles, two isosceles triangles. That means you have to make this quadrilateral into to equal isosceles triangle by using the diagonals. So I am taking one of the diagonal is this one, other one is this one, two diagonals. We have to use these two diagonals and make this rhombus into two equal isosceles triangles. First you have to do. Okay, that means area of rhombus is equals to, what is the construction here? Make two isosceles triangle, two equal isosceles triangles, two equal isosceles triangles. Okay, make two equal isosceles triangles by using diagonals. First you have to remember this one. So using this diagonal in the rhombus, already you know four sides should be equal. So this is length equals to this length, this is length equals to this one, four sides should be equal. So suppose I am taking the triangle ABC here, these two lengths of this triangle are equal, so we have to read this, we have to take this one as isosceles triangle. In the similar way, ADC is there, these two are equal, so we have to take this one as one more isosceles triangle. So triangle ABC is one of the isosceles triangle, triangle ADC is one of the isosceles triangle, you know. Okay, see here. So now the area of rhombus ABCD is equals to area of rhombus ABCD is equals to area of the triangle, area of this triangle, isosceles triangle ABC, area of triangle ABC plus area of triangle ABC plus area of triangle ADC, area of triangle ADC. This is isosceles triangle, this is also isosceles triangle, you know. How to find the area of triangle ABC there? What about ABC? What is this figure of this one? Rhombus. You know about one point here. In the rhombus, diagonals are perpendicular to each other. Diagonals are perpendicular to each other. That means we have to observe one more thing here. That is, to get the area of triangle ABC, by using the formula half into base into height. Okay, so I am taking this one as base. Automatically diagonals are perpendicular to each other. Automatically this length, suppose I am taking E here, this length is height of triangle ABC, you know. Because diagonals are perpendicular to each other, this is one triangle, it is base, this is height. So area of triangle ABC is equals to, I am writing like this, half into, what is base? AC. What is base? AC. Into what is height? BE. What is height? BE. Okay. Next, area of triangle ADC, you need this one. I am taking this one as base and automatically this is altitude length, height, D. So half into AC into base into height, what it is? DE. Okay. What is the common in here? Half AC. So take half AC is common. Then what is there? BE plus DE. Just you have to look the figure. What is BE plus DE? It is nothing but BD. One more diagonal. So we have to write like this, half into AC into half into AC into BD. Okay. What is AC? Length of one diagonal. What is BD? Length of second diagonal. So I am taking AC is equals to D1. AC is equals to D1. BD is equals to D2. The length of one diagonal is D1. The length of other diagonal is D2. Then what is the area here? Half into D1 D2. What's area? Area of rhombus. So to calculate the area of rhombus, I have to use the formula D1 into D2 by 2. That means half into the product of the lengths of the diagonal. Half into the lengths of the product of the diagonals. This is rhombus area. So what is parallelogram area? Base into height. What is rectangle area? Length into breadth. What is the square area? Side square. What is the rhombus area? Product of the diagonals lengths by 2. What is the quadrilateral area? How to calculate? We have to divide the quadrilateral into two triangles and First you have to find the area of triangle, first triangle, and then you have to find the area of second triangle. By adding those two, you will get the area of quadrilateral. Okay. One more point, let me explain now. Area of the quadrilateral with the vertices ax1, y1, bx2, y2, cx3, y3, dx4, y4. How to calculate? Which formula I have used? That is the question now. So, area of quadrilateral with vertices okay. So area of quadrilateral, how to calculate? We have vertices of those quadrilateral. Suppose this is a quadrilateral ABCD, ax1 y1, bx2 y2, cx3 y3, dx4 y4. So now dx4 y4. How to calculate the area of ABCD quadrilateral? That is a question there. So to get the area of quadrilateral ABCD, you have to use the formula like this: area of quadrilateral ABCD is equals to, it's just look like a triangle ABC area formula. You know about that one. So half into modulus of delta of, first we have to write x1, abscissa x2, x3, x4, x1. Repeat x1 there. Next y1, y2, y3, y4, y1. Okay. What is the expansion of this one? Modulus of x1, y2 minus x2, y1. You know about this one. Half into modulus of x1, y2 minus x2, y1. x1, y2 minus x2, y1 plus next x2, y3 minus x3, y2. x2, y3 minus x3, y2 plus and so on. Okay. Up to end. You have to write like this: x1, y2 minus x2, y1 plus x2, y3 minus x3, y2 plus x3, y4 minus y3, x4 plus x4, y1 minus y4, x1. Up to end. You have to write in the similar way. Then you have to calculate this one, and what is the modulus of that one you have to observe by 2. Okay. By 2 you have to do. Then you will get the answer of area of quadrilateral ABCD. It is one more notation. So to get easily to find the area of quadrilateral ABCD, this is second formula. We have to take the formula like this: half into modulus of det of x1 minus x3, x2 minus x4, 2 by 2 det it is, x1 minus x3, x2 minus x4, y1 minus y3, y2 minus y4. By using this formula, you will get area of quadrilateral ABCD easily. Okay. I will continue in the next session. Okay. Stop please. Thank you. Sir.